Welcome, friends, to my study. The evening light is fading beyond the window, and a gentle rain has begun to fall, a soft drumming that accompanies the quiet crackle of the fire. It is a setting, I find, most conducive to contemplation, to the sort of patient introspection that often eludes us in the bustling currents of modern life. Pull up a chair, if you will, and let us consider a profound yet often overlooked treasure: silence. In our contemporary world, noise has become the ubiquitous backdrop, a relentless hum of information, demands and distractions. From the insistent clamour of digital notifications to the incessant chatter that fills our public spaces, genuine quietude has become not merely scarce, but almost an audacious luxury. Yet, for centuries, philosophers, particularly the Stoics, understood silence not as an absence, but as a presence, a fertile ground from which wisdom, clarity, and true self-possession might blossom. It is, perhaps, our most expensive luxury, for its true cost is not monetary, but rather a deliberate investment of attention, discipline, and a willingness to simply be. Let us explore, then, 3 key Stoic lessons that illuminate silence's extraordinary value. Firstly, silence is the crucible of self-knowledge. The Stoics, profoundly dedicated to the care of the self, epimeleia heotou, understood that true wisdom begins with an honest appraisal of one's inner landscape. How, I ask you, can one truly know oneself amidst a cacophony of external voices and opinions? Our thoughts, often fleeting and indistinct, require a still pond, not a tempestuous ocean, to reveal their true form. In silence, the superficial recedes. The chatter of immediate concerns, the echoes of others' expectations, the insistent demands of the external world, all are muted. It is then, in this quiet sanctuary, that we can truly hear our own inner voice, observe our impulses without immediate reaction, and critically examine our judgments. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly urged a retreat into oneself, describing the soul as a secure fortress. This fortress is built and maintained not with bricks and mortar, but with deliberate quietude, allowing us to discern our core values, our deepest intentions, and the virtues we genuinely wish to cultivate. Without this silent introspection, we risk living lives dictated by external currents, never truly anchoring ourselves in our own, carefully considered principles. We become, in essence, strangers to ourselves, buffeted by circumstance, mistaking external noise for internal purpose. Secondly, silence serves as an indispensable shield against external disturbance and a guide to discernment. Life, as we all know, is replete with events beyond our control. The Stoic wisdom lies in distinguishing between what is within our power, our judgments, our desires, our actions, and what lies outside it. The constant barrage of news, opinions, and societal pressures often blurs this vital distinction, drawing our focus outwards towards that which we cannot influence, fostering anxiety and frustration. Silence offers us a respite, a precious interval during which we can intentionally withdraw our attention from the overwhelming noise of the world. It permits us to step back, to gain perspective, and to apply the Stoic dichotomy of control with greater clarity. When we cultivate periods of silence, we are actively training ourselves to filter out the irrelevant, to calm the turbulent emotional responses stirred by external events, and to focus our energies precisely where they can make a difference, on our own character and our reasoned responses. Seneca, a master of Stoic thought, championed solitude as a means to gain mastery over oneself, away from the corrupting influences and clamour of the crowd. This is not an ascetic withdrawal from the world, but rather a strategic retreat that strengthens one's inner resolve, preparing one to re-engage with the world from a position of reasoned calm, rather than reactive haste. It is in this quiet sanctuary that we build our resilience, bolstering our inner citadel against the slings and arrows of fortune. And thirdly, silence is the fertile ground for wisdom and considered judgment. In an age that celebrates speed and instantaneity, the slow, deliberate process of true thinking is often neglected. Wisdom, however, is not a sudden revelation, but the fruit of patient contemplation, of connecting disparate ideas, of weighing evidence, and of understanding consequences. This profound intellectual labour thrives not in hurried discussion or frantic activity, but in the spacious quiet that allows thoughts to unfurl, to be examined, challenged, and refined. When we embrace silence, we create the mental space necessary for deep analysis, for problem solving that transcends superficial solutions, and for decisions rooted in reason rather than impulse. The Stoics placed immense value on phronesis, or practical wisdom, which is the ability to make sound judgments in particular situations. Such wisdom rarely arises from a noisy environment, where attention is fragmented and reflection is curtailed. Instead, it is forged in the quiet forge of the mind, where ideas can be tested, assumptions questioned, and ethical considerations thoroughly explored. To truly understand a problem, to formulate a virtuous response, one must often first quiet the world, and indeed one's own mind, allowing the quiet processes of reason to take hold and illuminate the path forward. This conscious slowing down, this deliberate invitation of quiet, is not merely a luxury, it is a fundamental necessity for living a thoughtful, purposeful, and truly wise life. So, you see, silence is far more than the mere absence of sound. It is a profound, active state, a deliberate choice, a powerful tool, and indeed a vital luxury for cultivating a life of virtue, clarity, and inner peace. It allows us to know ourselves, to protect our inner calm, and to foster true wisdom. Now, I invite you to remain here for a while. Close your eyes if you feel so inclined. Listen to the gentle patter of the rain, the soft crackle of the fire. Breathe deeply, and let these thoughts settle in your heart. The silence is yours.